Have you ever noticed that people keep treating you the same way? Different faces, different names, different situations, my friend. Yet somehow the story keeps repeating itself. And maybe you said that just how people are. Mm-mm. But what if the deeper question is, why does this feel so familiar? Because what is familiar often feels normal, and what feels normal is rarely questioned. You don't argue with it, you adapt to it. You lower the standard, you silence your voice, you tolerate what hurts, you accept less than what your heart knows is possible. Not because you want to, but somewhere along the way you became used to it, used to being overlooked, used to being the one who gives more, used to being the one who settles, used to being the one who waits for permission to matter. But here's what changes everything: being used to something doesn't mean it belongs in your future. Okay? We're going to say that again, my friend. Being used to something doesn't mean it belongs in your future. You can be familiar with struggle and still choose peace. You can be familiar with rejection and still choose self respect. You can be familiar with being undervalued and still decide that today is the last day you argue with that story, okay? Because the moment you change what you believe you deserve, you change what you're willing to accept. You stop negotiating with disrespect. You stop shrinking to fit places you've outgrown. You stop asking people to see your worth. And you start seeing it for yourself. And that's what matters. The world often mirrors the identity you carry, my friend. So the question isn't, why do people keep treating me this way? The question is, who would I need to become to no longer accept it? Because the day your identity changes, your standards change, your choices change, and your energy changes. And eventually your results will change too in your outer world. So I hope you continue to have a magnificent day. All right? Just because something is familiar doesn't mean it belongs in your future. Bye.